wondered how the people who draw the walls of the toilets, what do they use? Those people, when we go to the toilet and we find that there are so many drawings on the wall, there are drawings on the walls. Have you ever tried to ask yourself what is happening, and whoever was there, what they did? Hi, great people. How are you? You see, the reason of me opening this channel is because I want us to learn more on matters pertaining health. The motto that we will have in this channel is that health is our wealth. Without health, we cannot be wealthy. And so we need to be so keen, and we teach ourselves on so many things on how we are supposed to prevent and protect ourselves from diseases, from infections. And I'm sure that I want us to learn is prevention is better than cure. You see, in many occasions we just take that statement like it is just another statement, and we are not very keen on what really is prevention is better than cure. Do you know germs? They are transported to us when we shake hands. Why do you think that during the COVID season, other conditions, many other infections, they were controlled because we were not shaking hands? Then we wash our hands. Let us just take that matter. Once we wash our hands, we prevent and protect ourselves 99% of diseases or many infections that happen to us. They happen to us because actually we are ignorant or we do not know most of the preventive measures that we are supposed to take. I mean, we do not need any finances to prevent ourselves from these infections, from these conditions, because actually maybe if we discuss one matter today on how to prevent ourselves from diseases and conditions, it is hand washing. Once we wash our hands, according to the research, during the time of COVID, maybe carry our germs with our hands. And once our hands are not clean, our hands to transport germs from the toilet, we use them as an avenue to transport the germs from wherever they were into our mouths. We use from the ground, and we carry those germs with us. We carry them in our hands. And that's why we advocate that every time before you eat your food, you need to wash your hands. Most of other infections reduced drastically because we were able to prevent ourselves from COVID through washing of our hands. So once you wash our hands, the diarrhea diseases, they just disappear. And so we wash our hands after we visit the toilet. Why do we wash our hands after visiting the toilet? There is one challenge that I've always challenged myself. But I would like to challenge you, my fans, and ask you, how do those germs come to our hands? When we go to the toilet, when we visit the toilet, have you ever tried to ask yourself, who draws those, the walls? The walls have, the public toilets are full of marks on the walls. Who applies those marks on those walls? What do they use? Do you know, have you ever known that people use their own hands to that person forgot to carry the tissue, and so they used their hands to cleanse themselves. And after cleansing themselves, they apply it on the wall. Have you understood? That could be one thing. Then the other matter, it could be just somebody decides to be silly and uses the fecal matter to draw the walls. most occasions you'll go to the public toilets and you find there are marks all over. That said and done, that is why we need to wash our hands. Because when that person uses the hands to draw the walls, can you imagine they don't wash their hands inside that toilet? They will touch the door, they touch the lock, then they go, if at all they will wash their hands. Then they will wash their hands after doing whatever they have done and leave the marks even on the door. Then an innocent other person comes in, and you touch the same handle, you get in innocently, you touch the same handle, you walk out. So washing our hands after visiting the toilet is a must. That one we cannot bargain about that, because we will leave everything, all the dirt there. And this time we advocate for washing our hands with soap and water. Then the other way that we get the contamination is through touching surfaces. TikTok along the lift, it is not private. I mean, those lifts, they are used by many people, and that is another source of contamination on your hands. Even when you are so careful, you find that there is somebody else who maybe was not as careful as you are, and they decided to touch the surfaces and then infected or contaminated your hands. And so you need to avoid. You need to avoid using your hands before you wash them. And use, where there is no water, we need to use hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer will kill as many germs as the soap would kill. But this time we have a limitation. You cannot use the hand sanitizer for more than 4 or 5 times. After every 4th time, you need to use soap and water. And once we wash our hands, I'm telling you, we will prevent ourselves from so many diseases, so many infections. Let's meet in the next video to learn more on health is our wealth.